Hey, you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNI toy review. And today's review is in association with JediInsider.com, your #1 news source for everything Star Wars. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch General Veers figure from Empire Strikes Back. This figure is from Hasbro and will be sold as a Walgreens exclusive. It comes packaged in the same style we see with all the Black Series figures. You've got the Black Series logo up at the top. You've got the figure clearly displayed. Down below you've got the character's name and an image. On the side you have just the red border, and because this is a store exclusive, there's no numbering on it. And then on the back of the packaging you have a brief bio in multiple languages. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other content. Okay, so the first accessory that you get with this figure is the standard issue Imperial cap. And this, I guess, you wear, you know, when you're an Imperial officer and you're walking around the Star Destroyer or what have you. And it's done with a gray color that matches the rest of the outfit. And you've got this silver tab on the front with, you know, which is done with a metallic silver paint. And then you've got the folds and the hat and everything that are sculpted on there. I think all of the Imperials have the same silver tab. I don't know what the meaning of it is. I don't think it's rank because, again, I think they all have the same one silver tab on their hats. But, you know, this is pretty true to how they look in the movie and everything. And the cap fits on the figure's head pretty good. You basically just push it on there and, you know, it'll stay on there so you don't have to worry about it falling off or anything. You do want to make sure, you know, you get it on there straight. Otherwise, you know, Darth Vader might choke you just for having a crooked hat on or something. Okay, next up you get this chest plate that he puts on when he goes down to Hoth and leads the mission there. You may recall Veers is the one that led the Hoth mission and rode around in the AT-AT basically, destroyed the generator and such. So he puts this on over his regular Imperial outfit and, you know, pretty much matches. It's a little bit darker gray than the actual outfit itself, but I think that is in keeping with how it appeared in the movie. You know, we only see it for like, you know, a minute or so, but overall I think they captured the likeness. You've got some nice detailing. You've got these little lights and stuff with the red and the white. I don't know what these are for. It's not like this had a breathing apparatus or anything, but, you know, I guess it looked cool. He's got the rank insignia on the chest plate, which does match up with his rank insignia on the actual figure. I don't know what these rankings mean. I wonder if they just kind of made this stuff up as they went, or if they actually, you know, kind of mapped all these ranks out and everything between the different Imperials. But as it is, I guess, you know, the solid red and blue means he's a general. And then he's got this belt, and that's done with a vinyl type material, and that's got the holster that holds the blaster that he comes with. The front plate and the back plate are harder plastic, and then the shoulder straps are vinyl material, so you've got some give. And again, you have some sculpting detail on the back with little lights, some metallic silver and red and yellow and such, so nice sculpting detail on the back as well. It also comes with a helmet to go with the chest plate, and again to keep his ears warm and everything, so it covers, you know, most of his head and ears and such. And it's got the goggles, the snow goggles. Now the goggles are sculpted on the top of the helmet, so you can't actually like put it down over his eyes. Not that he ever wore them over his eyes in the movie or anything. They just sat on the top of his head throughout the entire movie, or at least the part that he was in. You got some metallic silver down here on the back, and you got the strap for the goggles, which is done with a beige color. And then you've got these little tabs on the side, which again are done with a metallic silver, and you've got the black border and the strap that will fit around the figure's chin. And then finally he comes with this Imperial blaster, and I don't recall ever seeing his weapon in the movie, so I don't know if they kind of ad-libbed this. It looks kind of like a blaster that you would see Han or Luke use, maybe a little bit fatter, but along that same design with the scope on the top and everything and the short barrel. And this is done with just a black plastic. And then putting on his snow gear is pretty easy. You just slide this chest piece over his head, over the top of his head, and it slides down into place. And then you want to make sure you do the belt around his waist, and there's a little hole here on the belt, and there's a little tab here that you just want to kind of plug it into, and you kind of have to stretch it a little bit, but it does fit on there pretty good. So, you know, and then once you get that on there, you can stick his hat on there, and it just kind of slides down over his head, and the strap goes under his chin like that. So now he's got his ears and head protected and everything. And then finally, you can either have him hold the blaster, and he can hold the blaster in the left or the right hand. He's got grip hands for both. Or you can put it in this holster that's attached to the chest piece. You got a little strap that snaps into place, and you can just slide that down inside there and put the strap on. And it does fit nice and tight in the holster, so again, you don't have to worry about it falling out or anything. And also notice you got this little black tab that sticks out on the strap. I'm thinking that's supposed to be a mic or something for him to use communication gear with, so it's kind of an interesting little detail that they added. For the figure itself, starting with the head sculpt, I think they've actually done a pretty good job here. Now, you don't really see him that much in the movie. You know, he's only in there for like a few minutes, but from what I recall, you know, this seems to be a pretty good likeness representation, so that's pretty impressive. And he's got the gray hair and decent skin tone, maybe a little light on the skin tone, but honestly, he probably doesn't get out in the sun very much. Now for the rest of the figure, it basically just incorporates that Grand Moff Tarkin mold with a few modifications to it with the rank and everything. So it is a different rank, and that is sculpted on there. And you got the little pin, which is different. Tarkin has 2 pins on each side, whereas he just has 1 here on the left side, no pin on the right, so that's different. The belt is the same, but the metallic silver on the buckle is a little bit brighter than Tarkin's. Both have that little silver dot to the side there, and then you've got the rubber material that sticks out underneath the belt for, you know, for the shirt. And the arms and the legs are exactly the same as Tarkin. He's got the black boots on, and the hands are even the same as Tarkin, but they've given this one gloves as opposed to no gloves with the Tarkin figure, but it is the same sculpting with the hands as well. Okay, so Veers here stands just a little bit over 6 inches tall with his hat on, not quite 6 1/4 inches. Okay, and here's a comparison with the AT-AT driver and Imperial Snowtrooper, the guys he palled around with on Hoth. He really only palled around with the AT-AT drivers. You know, he had the 2 pilots and then he sat in the back. But you can see the Imperial Snowtrooper's armor is very similar to Veers as far as design. The lights and stuff are a little bit different, but the overall design is very similar. Now here's a comparison with the Anniversary Darth Vader figure, and you can see Vader is taller, so I would say the scale between these two is pretty good. And then finally, here's a comparison with some other Imperials. So we've got Grand Admiral Thrawn, Grand Moff Tarkin, and Krennic. And I guess after you get to a certain rank, you no longer have to wear the cap or anything, and you even get cool capes and such. So for articulation on this figure, it's pretty much the same as Tarkin. You can turn the head to the left and the right. He's got a little down movement and back movement, but not a whole lot. You also get a little bit of head pivot with this one, but not that much. Arms attached with your standard ball hinge joint there at the shoulder, so he can get his arm out good. Has good rotation there at the shoulder. Just has the single hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow that much. Has rotation at the elbow, and then rotation with the hands. He does have the hinges on the hands, so you get up and down movement there. He's got a waist swivel, so you got rotation, but no ab crunch or anything. And then with the legs, he can do the splits about that much. Again, the shirt does come down over the thigh, so it limits some of that movement. Same with the forward movement. You can get the leg forward about that much, and then you can do the leg back pretty good. He does have a thigh swivel up there, and then a double jointed knee, so good bending there at the knee. Does not have a boot cuff swivel. Hinges on the feet, so up and down movement, and you do get ankle pivot with this one, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. So that's my review. So overall, I like this figure. It does primarily reuse the Grand Moff Tarkin mold, but I think that works for this character, so that doesn't bother me in the slightest. I think they've done a pretty good job with the face sculpt. I like the added accessories. I like how you can take his cap off, his normal Imperial cap off. I like how you can put the Hoth armor on, so you can either have him in the armor or just in a normal Imperial outfit. This guy was kind of a surprise. I wasn't really expecting them to do a character like him in the 6-inch line, and again, it is a Walgreens exclusive, but I definitely think it's a cool choice. You know, first thing I thought when this figure was announced is, okay, when are we going to get our 6-inch scale AT-AT, which that would be really awesome, though I have no idea where I would store it. Anyway, like I said, I think this is a pretty solid figure, and if you just want to build your Imperial army, I think this is one you'll definitely want to add to your collection. Now, this figure is currently hitting places overseas. I don't know exactly when it's going to start hitting Walgreens stores here in the United States, probably within the next month or so. We'll have a full image gallery up at JediInsider.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, please like the video, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below, and also hit that little bell notification so that you're notified every time a new video goes up. You can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch accounts. I have links to all those in the video description below. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.